So am I the only one that really cannot stand Chanel no more? Like, I'm just really over her and her whininess and all about me, 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 me. Like, aren't you married? Like, it's only about you. Like, Johnny doesn't deserve to have his own feelings about certain things. Like, it's not even that he doesn't want her to carry this pregnancy to term. It's just because of Chanel's medical history, the molar pregnancy. Like, he's just worried about her. And like, he has a right to worry about his own wife. Like, why is she taking it the wrong way? Because, I have this dream to have this baby and blah, blah, blah. And then she's going to go and like justify everything because Paulina says to her, she understands where Johnny's coming from, and you guys do have Trey and you guys fought hard to have Trey, and she said she doesn't, it's not like she doesn't love having Trey around. It's just that she want to carry a baby of her own, and that's fine. But Chanel, you do have certain medical conditions that if it goes the wrong way and you do not carry the term, you're going to be devastated all over again. Like, they do have a point. Johnny and your mom have a point. But at the same time, you're just focused on, I want to have a baby, which, yes, we understand that. But at the same time, you do know that you have to tread lightly, and you just cannot take what Johnny's saying, just you're too, I guess it's just the hormones or emotions. But at the same time, like, you can't really think that Johnny doesn't really want you to be carrying your own child or y'all child or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you're just doing too much at this point. Like, honestly, you're doing too much. And you're upset at your husband when at this time you should be like understanding where he's coming from. He's understanding where you're coming from, and you guys work together. Now, she said she had an incident with another mom, and the mom assumed that she was Trey's babysitter because of the color of her skin, and that can definitely be hard to hear. But it is what it is. It's black and white, obviously. Like, you can't, what was going to come into play when you guys adopted Trey. Like, they were going to ask questions. Don't feel any type of way about it, but maybe she's just on a lot of emotions, hormones, stress at this point. Johnny did come home, and she of course is upset with him, and she tells him that she spoke to Paulina about it because she had to vent, and he understands, and she's under a lot of stress and all that. At some point she had a scare, and they bring her to the hospital. We'll come to that in a bit. Now, earlier Johnny had a meeting with Xander, and Xander gave him a contract basically to say that he will not share any details from Titan now that he is interim CEO at Demira. He doesn't want him sharing any inside information, and Johnny understands that. While he was going for the contract, he sees this novel that Bonnie wrote out of Xander's suitcase. Now, Xander said that he can't afford to have two novels or two new novelists going against each other, so they had to just get rid of Bonnie's own to keep Stephanie's own, because Stephanie is the one that's really making the big bucks, and they can't really take a chance right now given the financial constraints of Titan right now. Now, of course, Johnny assures Xander that he's gonna come back to Titan once he can be released from the mirror. Once Theo is getting better or recovered, he'll be back there. And Xander said, yes, I'm looking forward to you coming back. Hopefully you do come back, because you are very beneficial to this company and all that. So Johnny assured him at some point when Xander went to get a call or to go on a call, Johnny went to look through the novel, and I don't know what they're trying to set up here. Maybe he's going to use this, his skills and everything. Maybe he's going to use it to his advantage. Let's see how this all works out. So if looks could kill, Javi's face could definitely be lethal, because look at him in this picture. It's like he is just tired of the BS already. He doesn't want to deal with the whole thing with Leo. But anyways, they talk, and Leo said that, how are you feeling? And Javi said that he's been numb. He doesn't really know what to think. And Leo said that, he came there to just profess his love for him, and said that he's not in love with Dimitri. Like, what he thought he had with Dimitri was not real love. What he has with Javi's real love, and he is definitely change it to a better man. Back in the day, he used to be fickle. He used to be real shallow. But now, once he was, is with Javi, he has changed a lot for the better. And, he's hoping that Javi can believe him on that. But Javi believes that, okay, you really need to talk to Dimitri. You really need to see him. You really need to look him in his eyes and really conclude if you have any feelings, like any unresolved feelings for him, because I can't feel comfortable moving on and being married to you if you're still pining after him in secret. Like, who's to tell if you're not gonna just want to be back with Dimitri now that you know the truth, now that you know that Dimitri was not captured, he did not write a letter to you. Like, maybe you guys have a chance, and I do not want to break my heart going forward in this marriage knowing that you still have those unresolved feelings. So Leo agrees, and even though he kept telling Javi that he loves him, not Dimitri, he eventually budged and he said, you know what, okay, I'm gonna pack my things up and I'm definitely coming back. I am coming back to you. I'm gonna prove to you that I am just for you and not Dimitri. So if we can really, really think about this scene, it's just awkward, exhausting to really go through with Brady, with Sarah. So anyways, Brady and Sarah, as we know, spent New Year's together. They kissed ad nauseum. But they're there in the living area with Maggie, and Maggie is talking to Brady about staying for breakfast, but Brady got a message from Bayview to just have a meeting regarding Rachel. So he said that Xander is definitely gonna be upset with me because I've been just focused on Rachel and I haven't been going to any meetings. I've had my second in command attending, and Maggie said I'm sure Xander can understand, given that Rachel has been through a lot, and don't worry about it, I will handle him. And I'm saying handle him like Xander is no animal. But anyways, Maggie just basically said, you have been going through a lot, you've been working yourself nonstop, and then you've been dealing with a lot with Rachel. Like, just take a load off, have breakfast with us. So he hesitated, but then he agreed to have breakfast. So at some point, Maggie goes and him and Sarah talk a little bit. Sarah does get her divorce decree in the mail, and she claims to be happy about it ending, and that there's no fighting, no arguments, it's just done, and she's happy to move forward in future being Brady, right? Because she couldn't keep her hands off of him, patting him on the back and looking at him with those deer eyes. And I'm like, ew, ad nauseum. Ugh, like, which writer did this? Like, honestly, we need to talk, because why are you guys pinning these two together? They just do not fit. They do not have no chemistry. They're really boring to watch as Stephanie and Alex. I don't know. Like, somebody needs to take a lesson in romance and chemistry, because you guys are not following through with putting the right people together, honestly. Anyways, speaking of Xander speaks with Maggie. Maggie didn't know what was going on with Stephanie not going on the book tour. Xander explains that, Alex put the kibosh on it because he wants to look out for Stephanie's safety and because of the fan meals being more dangerous. So anyways, he gave her the updated contract to look at, but then he sees that his divorce decree is in the mail, right? So he says to Maggie that the divorce decree has come, and she said, I'm so sorry, but I was with Xander with this when he said, no, you're not. You definitely was happy knowing that I'm separated from your daughter. So she said, no, I'm not. I didn't want this for you. You guys have a child together. And anyways, they spoke about Brady and that Brady won't attend the meeting, because he has to be there for Rachel. So Xander's like, I can't even see my own daughter. So Maggie had to be nasty again and say, it's your own damn fault, and walked away. And I'm saying that, again, what Xander did not deserve for him to be away from his daughter. Like, yes, him and Sarah could be divorced and whatever, right? We get that. But at the same time, like, I don't think he was that unstable where he could not be around his daughter. He could not be a father to his daughter. Like, they should have worked it out where they should have 50-50 custody. Like, he should have had a good lawyer, Melinda, or somebody, a shark lawyer that would get him 50% custody. Like, he should even be visiting her. Like, it's not fair. I keep saying it's not fair that Maggie and Sarah bully this man, where this man agreed to every term of the divorce that Sarah wanted, and he cannot be a father to his daughter. Like, how is his daughter gonna feel like growing up knowing that she can't be around her father? She doesn't have a relationship with her father just because her mother does not want to deal with him for personal reasons. I cannot stomach Sarah and Maggie. Now, Brady did come and, made it for the meeting, and he apologized for not being there. And, Xander said to him, like, look, where are your sale report or whatever? Everybody else have submitted one. Where's yours? Where's the holiday, taxes or something like that? So Brady said, I'm sorry, I will definitely get them to you. I've been busy with Rachel and all of that. And, Xander's saying that the bottom line for, we have to cut a division, and it may be yours because it's underperforming, and we have to cut back on certain things. So Brady's like, what's this about? Like, apart from your tantrum, like, is this because of business or is it because of me and Sarah? So Xander said, oh, so you admit that there's a you and Sarah. So you know what, I don't want it, like, you're fired. So I said, Xander, there's the petty Xander that we love at the door. So we know that Maggie and Sarah gonna have a problem with this, but oh, poor Brady and blah blah. I really don't care. Good going, Xander. Anyways, moving on to Gwen and Dimitri, because again, they just have to have another spat. No love lost between these two. So Dimitri is there, in his family home, as he calls it, and he can't wait to get Gwen out of here. He can't wait to divorce her so that he can actually get back his fortune and then some with interest. And she said, how are you gonna even pull this off? You don't have any money to hire any attorney. So he said, wrong, like, you can't be this dense. Like, I already have a suit against you, just to get you on charges of kidnapping, holding me at ransom. That alone will determine, me getting back my fortune, and I'm definitely gonna sue you for all the money you spent buying whatever, and I'm gonna get interest on it. So Gwen is saying that, look, good luck on that, because I definitely did not do nothing of the sort, and I can't wait to get you for every penny that you've got. So they're going back and forth about who's gonna get all the rewards or the money or whatever. And Gwen is saying that, why don't you go look for Leo? Like, you are back here to be back with Leo, right? And you remember how you was telling me over and over ad nauseum that you and Leo are in love and blah blah blah. So Dimitri said that he's gonna wait and he's gonna allow Leo to come to him. And she said that Leo is in love with another man and he's married to that other man, and unlike you, he's not a cheating lying bastard. And Leo's not coming back to you, so move on, think about that. So back to Chanel and her at the hospital. So turns out nothing is wrong with her. Sarah checked her out. It was just, stress, and she's been worked up because the fact that, Johnny is just looking out for her safety, and she don't like that, right? She tells Sarah that, Johnny is not happy about the pregnancy and blah, blah, blah. And it's been very tense and all of that. So, Johnny's outside there pouring his heart out to Paulina, said that, he blames himself because if he did just be happy for the pregnancy and all of that, then Chanel would be in this stressful situation. And Paulina said, don't blame yourself. I do understand where you're both going through. And she, comforts him. At least Paulina is coming around. Let's clap for that. Like, Paulina is not just all on her daughter's side. She's on both of their sides, and she's being neutral at the end of the day. Johnny comes in, and you could tell Chanel's frowny face came on, and I really can't stand it either. And she's basically telling him that, look, if I carry this pregnancy to term, it's on my terms and conditions. I'm carrying this baby. I'm having this baby. Me. I'm. Not including her husband into this, right? So Johnny was like, whatever we need to do to, have a successful pregnancy, let's do it. And she's like, there's no we, it's I. And I'm saying, like, I cannot stomach Chanel at this point. Do whatever you want to do, Chanel. Like, I'm sick and tired of her because she gets this beautiful baby. She pines about how she wanted this baby. She has to have this specific baby Trey and all of that, and she gets him, and then she complains again about I want to carry my own baby, and I want it, and she's so fixated on him, on having this baby of her own, and like not remembering that, hey, she got a blessing right there in the room, right? Trey, hello. I mean, might as well just give him back to Javi, because Javi was out there just talking about how he misses him, and Paulina was out there, and he was bonding with the baby. You can tell that he really misses him, right? And Paulina also heard about him and Leo's wedding, and she's sorry about that, and that she's here for him in any way. And Javi was also extending his support, that he's there anyway as well. So Leo comes over to the Demira mansion, and he runs into Gwen, and he said that he's there to see Dimitri. So Gwen said, this time you guys go at it like rabbits, don't go in my room and do it, right? So she leaves, and she was on a call with EJ, trying to get through to EJ, and basically said that she has things holding down. There's a lot going on in Salem to inform him on. Now back to Leo and him, going face to face with Dimitri. So he tells Dimitri that he's sorry about what he went through. He's sorry about not believing him, or what he thought was true wasn't true. But he's telling him that, look, we are never ever getting back. So when he said that, he said he loves Javi, and he, only wants to be with Javi for the rest of his life. Dimitri plants a big one on him. So I don't know if Leah's going to return it back. But yeah, that was how the episode ended. Now, comment below your thoughts on everything going on in this episode, especially with Chanel and her attitude. Like, oh my gosh. Every time she's in an episode, it's really hard to stay tuned, because the whininess, the angry eyebrows every time at Johnny, like, if she doesn't get her way, it's a whole fit, a whole tantrum, a whole, oh my gosh, get out, Johnny, I can't stand the sight of you, and you need to leave, pack your bags and go somewhere. It's always Johnny having to go. I am sick and tired of her, honestly. Anyways, guys, comment below your thoughts on today's episode. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend.